Annyeonghaseyo. Hello! Ngayon, gagawa tayo ng... Hindi. In this vlog, I'll teach you how to bake the fudgiest, tastiest brownies. I stole the recipe from Tasty. Finally, a video I've crossed out. Here are the ingredients I've used. It's better if you pause the video here to gather your ingredients before starting. Also, don't forget to prep the necessary utensils. You will need 2 big bowls, 1 small one, your pan, measuring spoons, and cups and parchment paper. For doing your mixtures, grease your pan with butter and carefully assemble the parchment paper. I actually changed my pan at the end. Now we're ready to start making ganache. We start by chopping all the chocolates. I use 100 grams Dutch semi-sweet chocolate. Not really sure what's the right pronunciation of Dutch. If you know, please comment down below. Also, for the other 150 grams, I used Hershey's dark chocolate. Better to use 80 to 90% cocoa since we'll be adding lots of sugar later. Here are the chopped chocolates. Now let's add 1/4 cup of cocoa to the bowl. I already melted the butter and pour into the dry ingredients. Wait for 2 minutes before mixing. Mix them all together until you achieve this consistency, then set aside. We're ready for the sugar mixture. On a big bowl, put your white sugar, brown sugar, and salt. In a separate bowl, crack your eggs. Let's beat them! Beat them! Beat them! I'm using an electric hand mixer, but you can use fork or whisk. We're doing this to incorporate a lot of air, since we don't use any leavening agent like baking soda. We don't want our brownies to be so flat. I'm pouring the eggs one at a time just to make sure that they're mixed well. Set the mixer on high speed until it's light and fluffy, like a pancake batter. Now we're pouring our ganache. Blend until smooth. I really wish I can show you how beautiful the mixture is. It's very enticing and appetizing. Trivia time. It's actually my first time making or baking brownies ever since I learned how to bake when I was in 4th year doing my practice teaching in Quirino High School. So for the record, I'm not really good at baking. Back to mixing. As you can see, there are a little bit of splatter. It's because I'm not really good at it. Hey, look, it's good. Now let's add the cocoa. I had a hard time sifting this one because first, I was using a small sifter because we don't have a big one. And also I wasn't thinking straight, but you know, I learned my lesson. By the way, sift the flour too. I forgot to record it. After sifting the ingredients, I fold them all together carefully so the air won't come out. Ta-da! So again, I use a different pan because I didn't think that I would be making a lot of mixture like this. At this point, I was actually thinking if I was doing the right thing or not, but whatever it is. I just believe myself and I always think that it's edible, so whatever. Make sure that you'll be able to pour everything there. Every cent will be eaten. Since this video is long, I decided to take this time to thank my friend Lyra for giving the parchment paper and letting me borrow the spoons and cups. Thank you! Of course, I'd like to thank my mom for sponsoring this. While I was doing this, I already positioned the rack in the middle of the oven and I make sure that I preheated it to 180 degrees Celsius. Girl, simot na simot. Tama na yan. It's baking time! I waited for 20 minutes for this and I took out the brownies and cracked them 3 times. It's a tip that I learned from Tasty and it worked really well. I put it again in the oven for 25 minutes and ta-da! Here it is! It's cooked, I know. I let it cool for some time before actually cutting them into squares like this. Yum yum. That should look pretty good. Yum! Thank you for watching!